Hosea Chapter 1. The word of Jehovah which came to Hosea the son of Beeri in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah, and in the days of Jeroboam the son of Joash the king of Israel. At the beginning of Jehovah speaking to Hosea, Jehovah said to Hosea, Go, take to yourself a wife of harlotries and children of harlotries, for the land is entirely given over to harlotry, and thus departs from Jehovah. So he went and took Gomer the daughter of Diblaim. And she conceived and bore him a son. And Jehovah said to him, Call his name Jezreel, for yet a little while and I will avenge the bloodshed of Jezreel upon the house of Jehu and will bring an end to the kingdom of the house of Israel. And in that day I will break the bow of Israel in the valley of Jezreel. And she conceived again and bore a daughter. And he said to him, Call her name Lo-ruhamah, for I will no longer have compassion on the house of Israel, that I should forgive them at all. But on the house of Judah I will have compassion and will save them by Jehovah their God, and I will not save them by bow or by sword or by battle, by horses or by horsemen. When she had weaned Lo-ruhamah, she conceived and bore a son. And he said, Call his name Lo-ammi, for you are not my people, and I will not belong to you. But the number of the children of Israel will be like the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured or numbered, and in the place where it will be said to them, You are not my people, it will be said to them, You are the sons of the living God. And the children of Judah and the children of Israel will be gathered together, and they will appoint for themselves one head, and they will go up from the land, for great will be the day of Jezreel. Hosea Chapter 2. Say to your brothers, Ammi, and to your sisters, Ruhamah. Contend with your mother, contend. For she is not my wife, and I am not her husband. And let her turn away her harlotries from her face, and her adulteries from between her breasts. Lest I strip her naked and set her out as in the day she was born and make her a wilderness and make her a dry land and slay her with thirst. And on her children I will not have compassion, for they are the children of harlotries. For their mother has gone about as a harlot, she who conceived them has acted shamefully, for she has said, I will go after my lovers, who give me my bread and my water, my wool and my flax, my oil and my drink. Therefore I will now hedge up her way with thorns, and I will build up a wall against her, so that she will not find her paths. And she will pursue her lovers but will not overtake them, and she will seek them but not find them, and she will say, I will go and return to my first husband, for it was better for me then than now. For she did not know that it was I who gave her the grain and the new wine and the fresh oil, and who multiplied to her silver and gold, which they used for Baal. Therefore I will take back my grain in its time and my new wine in its appointed season, and I will snatch away my wool and my flax, which were to cover her nakedness. And now I will uncover her lewdness in the sight of her lovers, and no one will deliver her from my hand. And I will bring all her mirth to an end, her feasts, her new moons, and her Sabbaths, and all her appointed assemblies. And I will desolate her vine and her fig tree, of which she said, These are my payments that my lovers have given me, and I will make them a forest, and the beasts of the field will devour them. And I will visit the days of the Baals upon her, in which she offered incense to them and adorned herself with her nose rings and her jewels and went after her lovers and forgot me, declares Jehovah. Therefore I am now luring her, and I will bring her into the wilderness and will speak to her heart. And I will give her vineyards from there in the valley of Acre as a door of hope, and she will respond there as in the days of her youth and as in the day when she came up out of the land of Egypt. And in that day, declares Jehovah, you will call me my husband and will no longer call me Baali. For I will take away the names of the Baals from her mouth, and they will no longer be remembered by their name. And I will make a covenant for them in that day with the beasts of the field and with the birds of heaven and the creeping things of the earth, and bow and sword and battle I will break from the land, and I will cause them to lie down in safety. And I will betroth you to myself forever, indeed I will betroth you to myself in righteousness and justice and in loving kindness and compassions. Indeed I will betroth you to myself in faithfulness, and you will know Jehovah. And in that day I will answer, declares Jehovah, I will answer the heavens, and they will answer the earth. And the earth will answer the grain and the new wine and the fresh oil, and they will answer Jezreel. And I will sow her for myself in the land, and I will have compassion on Lo-Ruhamah, and I will say to Lo-Ammi, You are my people, and they will say, My God. Hosea Chapter 3. Then Jehovah said to me, Go again, love a woman who is loved by her companion yet who is an adulteress, even as Jehovah has loved the children of Israel, though they turn to other gods and love raisin cakes. So I bought her for myself for 15 pieces of silver and a homer of barley and a half homer of barley. And I said to her, You will abide for me for many days, you shall not go about as a harlot nor be another man's, and I will be the same toward you. For the children of Israel will abide for many days without king and without prince and without sacrifice and without pillar and without ephod and teraphim. Afterward the children of Israel will return and seek Jehovah their God and David their king, and they will come with fear to Jehovah and to his goodness in the last days. Hosea Chapter 4. Hear the word of Jehovah, O children of Israel, for Jehovah has a controversy with the inhabitants of the land. For there is no faithfulness or kindness and no knowledge of God in the land. Rather there are swearing and deceiving and murder and stealing and adultery, they are violent, and bloodshed follows bloodshed. Because of this the land mourns, and all the inhabitants languish within it, with the beasts of the field and with the birds of heaven, indeed, even the fish of the sea will be taken away. Yet let no man contend, and let no man reprove, for your people are like those who contend with the priest. And you will stumble in the day, and the prophet also will stumble with you in the night, and I will destroy your mother. My people are destroyed because of a lack of that knowledge. For you have rejected that knowledge, and I will reject you, so that you will not be a priest to me, since you have forgotten the law of your God, I also will forget your children. The more they were multiplied, the more they sinned against me, I will change their glory into shame. They feed on the sin of my people, and their soul desires their iniquity. And it will be that as it is with the people, so it will be with the priest, thus I will visit their ways upon them, and I will recompense their doings to them. And they will eat but will not be filled, and they will commit fornication but will not increase, for they have ceased giving heed to Jehovah. Fornication and wine and new wine take away their heart. My people inquire at their wooden post, and their rod informs them of things, for a spirit of harlotries makes them err, and they have gone about as harlots away from their God. Upon the tops of the mountains they offer sacrifices, and upon the hills they burn incense, under oak, poplar, and terebinth, because its shade is good. Therefore your daughters go about as harlots, and your brides commit adultery. I will not punish your daughters when they go about as harlots nor your brides when they commit adultery, for the men themselves go off with harlots, and they offer sacrifices with the prostitutes, and the people who have no understanding will be cast down. Though you, Israel, go about as a harlot, let not Judah trespass, and do not come to Gilgal, nor go up to Bethaven, nor swear, as Jehovah lives. For Israel is stubborn, like a stubborn heifer, will Jehovah now pasture them like a lamb in a spacious place? Ephraim is joined to idols, leave him alone. Their liquor has ended, they have given themselves up to harlotry, their rulers dearly love shame. The wind has wrapped her up in its wings, and they will be ashamed because of their sacrifices. Hosea Chapter 5. Hear this, O priests, and listen, O house of Israel, and, O house of the king, give ear. For to you belongs the judgment, for you have been a snare at Mizpah and a net spread over Tabor. And the revolters have gone deep into slaughtering, though I am a chastisement to them all. I know Ephraim, and Israel is not hidden from me, for now, Ephraim, you have gone about as a harlot, Israel is defiled. Their doings do not permit them to turn to their God, for a spirit of harlotries is within them, and they do not know Jehovah. And the pride of Israel testifies to his face, and Ephraim and Israel will stumble in their iniquity, Judah also will stumble with them. With their flocks and with their herds they will go to seek Jehovah, but they will not find him, he has withdrawn himself from them. They have acted treacherously against Jehovah, for they have begotten strange children. Now the new moon will devour them with their apportionments. Blow the horn in Gibeah, the trumpet in Ramah, sound an alarm at Bethaven, behind you, O Benjamin. Ephraim will be a desolation in the day of correction, among the tribes of Israel I have made known what is sure. The princes of Judah have become like those who move a boundary mark. I will pour out upon them my overflowing wrath like water. Ephraim is oppressed, crushed by judgment, for he was determined to walk after man's command. Therefore I am like a moth to Ephraim and like rottenness to the house of Judah. When Ephraim saw his sickness, and Judah his wound, Ephraim went to Assyria and sent word to King Jareb, but he cannot heal you, and the wound will not depart from you. For I will be like a lion to Ephraim and like a young lion to the house of Judah. I will tear them and go away, I will carry them off, and there will be no one to deliver them. I will go away, I will return to my place, until they acknowledge their offense and seek my face, in their affliction they will seek me earnestly. Hosea Chapter 6. Come and let us return to Jehovah, for he has torn us, but he will heal us, and he has stricken us, but he will bind us up. He will enliven us after 2 days, on the 3rd day he will raise us up, and we will live in his presence. Therefore let us know, let us pursue knowing Jehovah, his going forth is as sure as the dawn, and he will come to us as the rain, as the latter rain which waters the earth. What shall I do with you, O Ephraim? What shall I do with you, O Judah? For your loving kindness is like a morning cloud and like dew that departs early. Therefore I hewed them to pieces by the prophets, I slew them by the words of my mouth, and my judgments went forth as light. For I delight in loving kindness and not sacrifice, and the knowledge of God more than burnt offerings. But they like Adam have transgressed the covenant, there they have acted treacherously against me. Gilead is a city of those who commit iniquity, it is tracked with blood. And like bands of robbers lying in wait for a man, the company of priests murder on the way to Shechem, indeed they commit wickedness. In the house of Israel I have seen a horrid thing, the harlotry of Ephraim is there, Israel has defiled itself. Also, O Judah, there is a harvest appointed for you, when I will turn the captivity of my people. Hosea Chapter 7. When I would heal Israel, then the iniquity of Ephraim is discovered as well as the evil deeds of Samaria, for they practice falsehood. And the thief comes inside, the band of robbers makes raids outside. And they do not say in their hearts that I remember all their evil. Now their doings are all around them, they are before my face. They make the king glad with their evil, and the princes, with their lies. All of them practice adultery, they are like an oven heated by the baker, he ceases from stirring the fire, after kneading the dough, until it is leavened. On the feast day of our king the princes made themselves sick with the heat of wine, he stretched out his hand with scorners. For they have made their heart ready like an oven while they lie in wait, all night long their baker sleeps, but in the morning the oven burns like a flaming fire. All of them are hot like an oven, and they devour their judges, all their kings fall, there is no one among them who calls on me. Ephraim among the peoples he mixes himself, Ephraim is a cake not turned. Strangers have devoured his strength, and he himself does not know it, indeed gray hairs are all over him, and he himself does not know it. And the pride of Israel testifies to his face, yet they have not returned to Jehovah their God, and they have not sought him, because of all this. And Ephraim has become like a silly dove without understanding, they call to Egypt, they go to Assyria. When they go, I will spread my net over them, I will bring them down like the birds of heaven, I will chasten them according to the report given to their assembly. Woe to them! For they have wandered from me, devastation to them. For they have transgressed against me. And I would have redeemed them, but they have spoken lies against me. And they did not cry unto me in their heart when they howled in their beds. For grain and new wine they assemble themselves, they rebel against me. Though I train them and strengthen their arms, they devise evil against me. They return, but not to him who is on high, they are like a deceitful bow. Their princes will fall by the sword because of the rage of their tongue. This will be their derision in the land of Egypt.